Welcome to the new Sex and Happiness with Lori Handlers and her partner Michael Gibson. You're about to dive into a world where amazing sex is just around the corner. And happiness is available to everyone at any age. It's time to learn a little, laugh a little, and explore sex and intimacy from every angle.
Hi, everybody. You're listening to another episode of Sex and Happiness, a show about your sex and your happiness and ours. And today we're going to talk about 5 little things that every man wants to feel loved every single day. Okay?
I can't wait.
It's an article that I read in Your Tango by Mitzi Bachman, who, interestingly enough, is not a man. And she's commenting on how a man wants to be loved, how men want to be loved.
And by the way, I'm Lori Handlers, and this is Michael Gibson.
No.
Oh, wait. I mean, I'm Michael Gibson, and this is Lori Handlers.
Thank you. Anyway, this woman wrote this article, and recently we've been reacting to things, responding, I guess, based on our last show, responding to things like videos and articles, and so, to keep us inspired. And so this is the article, and basically she says, it's kind of funny now, we're in the middle of a picture. She sets herself up and says that she's not a man, so she can't answer for men, but she has trusted men who she asks questions to about, like a panel of men. What do men want? How do men want to feel loved? So the first one, it was just there.
That's all right.
The first one is called, you read it.
Let him make you laugh.
Let him make you laugh. So I agree with this. I love to laugh at men. I love to laugh at men's jokes and feel like they're entertaining me. And this man...
I work hard at it.
This man does entertain me. I laugh a lot at him. But the funny thing about it is, I don't know if he thinks it's funny, I don't laugh at the things he purposely tries to be funny about.
Yeah.
Like, I don't actually laugh at his jokes. But that's a character flaw in me, which I own. Our last show was about self-responsibility, and I will own that I have a character flaw. I'm very literal, and I don't get jokes.
Which is oftentimes even funnier, because she does take things so literally. It's hilarious. All right, so
we're not going to read this whole thing.
I'd like to read it, because then it gives everybody some context. But let them make you laugh. So if there's one thing that men love, it's external validation that they're all that. Isn't that true? I think that's true.
Can you put us back on?
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I'm showing you. So don't you love to be laughed at and with?
I do. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's my point. So their first sentence is, if there's one thing that men love, it's external validation that they are all that. I mean, maybe not all that. But
yes.
No.
Yes.
I definitely. Yes.
You want to be all that.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's all that. I think it's like, I want to be respected and acknowledged and validated for the things that I'm actually very good at.
Okay, but we're just talking about being laughed.
Okay.
Laughing at your jokes.
Right.
It's really important. I think it's not only important to... I once, in my early career, I was being supervised by a psychologist. I was coaching people, and I had a professional supervision by a psychologist. He also was a rabbi. His name was Moshe Blatt. And Moshe once said to me, when you pick someone to love, make sure you can laugh with them. Make sure they make you laugh. Make sure you laugh a lot with them, and it's really fun. And I said, why do you say that? And he said, because the laughter is going to last a lot longer than the honeymoon. Like, you need to be friends. You need to really trust each other, and you need to laugh a lot, because life is going to throw so many curveballs at you. You're going to need to laugh. And I remember going like, I think I was about like 28 at the time.
Yeah.
And I remember going, really? And he was like, yeah, I'm serious about this. You need to laugh a lot in life.
Well, I'm glad he didn't say laughter would last longer than the sex does.
He kind of said that.
Oh. Well, he's wrong. I think there needs to be an equal, right?
Well, we've worked.
Come on, guys, right?
Well, we've worked at that. We've worked at the same. That requires the same kind of effort as making jokes.
That's right. Yeah.
So.
Well, I'm glad you do laugh at some of the stuff I say, and I
laugh at a lot of the stuff you say, not the stuff you planned on.
I think most of that. I think you don't realize that it is humor.
I know. That's what I said. So, this is my character flaw. I admit it. There's something wrong with me.
There's nothing wrong with you.
Yeah, I'm missing the gene.
No, you're not.
I'm missing the gene that says joke. No,
it's adorable.
I'm missing the joke gene. You have to hold up a sign for me that says joke. It's a character flaw. I'm sorry.
It's an adorable character flaw. Just to look at your face after I say something and you're just like deers in a headlight.
What?
It's so funny.
It is. I have a character flaw. All right. The whole world can know.
Let's move to the next one, which is number 2. So number 1 is let him make you laugh, right?
Yeah, what's 2?
And let me get here to number 2. So number 2, acknowledge the things he gives you.
Yes.
Yeah?
So, let's talk about that.
So I'm going to read the first sentence. Men are at their best when they are giving. It's in their nature. When they give, they take care of those they love, and this is a primal need for them. Oh, I would agree with that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. Yeah.
Yeah, so giving. So what does that mean to you?
Giving.
In this primal nature, what are the things you give?
Well, I mean, it has to do with this experience of generosity.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, when I give, I'm not only giving... It's kind of like when giving advice, right? Or you're giving your thoughts on something. And it would be... So if you were to give a gift and somebody took the gift and just tossed it aside...
Can you say if I?
If I give somebody a gift...
Yeah.
And they take it and they toss it aside, I feel disrespected. Here's the interesting thing. If I give advice or some kind of counsel to someone and they take it and then they don't do it, have you ever had that happen?
Yeah,
that's the same thing. So that because my knowledge is also a gift. So, and when I'm giving something, I'm giving of myself. I think that's the biggest part of what I'm trying to get at.
So giving means giving of yourself.
Of yourself, yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about it.
Okay.
Here's what I consider to be your gifts. Mm-hmm. They're not things.
No.
They're not material things.
Right.
Your gifts are you want to protect me. I consider that a gift. I don't always want to be protected. I don't always agree. We could be walking down the street in Berlin, and I don't think that we need protection in that moment, and you do. And I'm like, what are you doing? And you're like, just listen to me. Yeah. But I feel that the overall giving of it is a gift.
Yeah.
Even if I don't agree with what's happening in the situation. Yeah. That's one. I think the giving of your honesty in communication and how much money and time you've spent learning to communicate and then meeting you and you having so much communication. Oh, I consider that a huge gift.
Wow.
And then you bring me flowers.
Yes.
And that what you didn't always do that. And you do that now, and I appreciate that so much because I appreciate having flowers in the house.
I know that.
Fresh flowers in the house. And you also take care of my rose garden.
Mm-hmm.
That's a gift.
Yeah.
So, and you also give me quality time, which is my number 1 love language, and touch, which is my number 2 love language. So those I consider to be gifts. They're not things you go out and buy. Actually, we should talk about the Valentine's Day story.
Yeah, I had it that when I think it was our first
Valentine's.
First Valentine's Day, Lori comes,
No, we were talking about holidays.
We were having a conversation, and I was on a rant about Valentine's Day. And my rant goes something like, I don't want to be one of those fucking guys who's walking out of Walgreens with, roses in one hand, a box of chocolates in the other, and a frown on his face. Like, fuck that. That's not me.
Like you had to do it to fit in, to be the guy.
Not interested. And I particularly dislike Valentine's Day, except when we're doing an Extraordinary Lovers pop-up temple or something like that, then it's a lot of fun.
Okay.
But other than that, I despised Valentine's Day. Well, Lori is sitting there very timidly, very meekly.
Picture me timid.
Try. Very meekly. And she looks at me and she goes, but I like Valentine's Day. And I was like, oh, shit.
I want to celebrate Valentine's Day.
I immediately thought, oh, my God, I let my mouth run away with me.
So then I said to you, what would be your fantasy? What would be your best Valentine's Day? What would you like to see? And you told me.
I immediately said 100 candles.
So I said, great, I can do that.
Yeah.
So I set a room up of 100 candles.
Yeah.
And I invited you to make love in that room with me, to drink wine. Oh. I think we were drinking Prosecco. And I said, here's my 100 candles. Here's the setup.
She made a nest.
I made a temple space, a gorgeous temple space.
So,
and wow. He was so blown away that I gave him what he wanted, and he didn't have to give me the thing he didn't want to give.
Right. That would not have been a gift.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, truly, that would not have been a gift.
You would have just gone and bought it.
It would have been.
No, you would have never gone.
It would have been compulsory had I spent the money on it, but probably not. Yeah, like really, I'd have been like, no, fuck that.
So then nothing would have happened.
Nothing would have happened.
And that wouldn't have been fun.
But here's what's amazing is that, the recommendation from this article is appreciate the gifts that he gives you. And I think it's pretty important. And I think that expecting a gift from him, if it becomes compulsory, you're probably going to have less than a generous heart extending that gift to you. Fair?
Fair.
Yeah.
Okay, so so appreciate the gift that he gives. What if he gets you something that you don't like?
Ooh.
What if you bought me something that I didn't like?
Well, the first thing I would want to know is, what do you want? What do you like? Let's say, great, let's take it back. We'll take that money and put it on something that you do like.
So you wouldn't feel completely hurt and offended?
Not at all.
Okay.
It'd be the same. So in that sense of giving gifts, and like you said, my best gifts are not tangible, right? Mm-hmm. So if I'm going to give you a gift, and,
thank you.
And it costs money.
A mouse, just what I always didn't want.
Yeah.
So, okay.
So if I give you a gift like this and all it costs was money,
yeah,
and maybe some thoughtfulness and intention, and you're like, you know what, I really don't need a mouse. I've got one, and I really wanted this, some other thing, or I would really like this or some other thing. Then communicated that way to me, I'd be like, yeah, let's pull the money and put it into that. No big deal.
Okay.
But
great.
If you make me wrong for not knowing you well enough to get you the gift and have read your mind, right? I'm behind a rock. I can't do anything with that.
I'm going to give you a hint. I'm going to give everyone a tip here, all the people listening. It's something my mother said. Now Betty's coming into this.
Hi, Betty.
She said, don't buy somebody something for the house.
Oh.
Buy something for them.
Yeah.
Like, don't buy someone a present of a vacuum or a blender. Although you did buy me a juicer.
I did.
A really big juicer.
And you wanted one, because the one you had was, like, really cheesy.
Yeah, so, but she always said, like, for holidays or birthdays or whatever, buy somebody something that's very personal. Don't buy them a thing that has a cord and that plugs in and that's meant for cleaning or doing some task around the house.
I mean, unless it's a vibrator.
Ooh.
That would be a good personal item to get somebody.
Yes, it would.
Get them a vibrator.
But don't get the plug-in kind.
Yeah, they have the cordless ones now.
Yeah, get cordless. All right, let's move on. Michael.
Yes, Lori.
Recently, I was facilitating an ISTA training, and I met a woman named Amaya. Mm. And she heard me kind of bitching about the fact that my libido was low lately.
Oh, no.
I said to her, I felt like I was aging, and I felt like my libido was low, and I feel like that strains my relationship with you when that happens. Oh. So I was just kind of bitching about it, and lo and behold,
yes.
That evening she came running up to me with this tin, a tin, and the tin is called Lust. And she said to me, I heard you talk about your libido. You should